Internet of Things play a big business for carriers. Here I interview Luis Minoru Shibata, Chief Strategy of TIM, to talk about what TIM is doing regarding Internet of Things. So what's news and how TIM is looking at possibilities brought by Internet of Things?
Hi Roberta, it's good to be here again. Related to Internet of Things, what we decided to do is, first, the platform that we will use and develop, it will be LTE-M for mobility and narrowband and IoT for other solutions that don't require mobility, right? So this is the basic of the things. Moving on the platform of the business, what we are doing is we need to learn with the industry. So we decided to have a startup internally at TIM, and in parallel we will create a new co-working space provided by full technology, where we want to invite startups to develop together with our own business solutions to the market. Okay, so and what kind of solutions we are looking for? We are looking for four main areas. One is health, second agribusiness, third smart cities, and then which is more horizontal, which is transportation. Okay, let me give you an example. On agriculture sector, for example, what we are also doing is implementing a new LTE on 700 megahertz in a farm. In this farm, we will invite startups related to milk, for example. So, and this is the way that TIM will provide business to the market, together with the market, together with the ecosystem.
And what do you think will be the role of carriers in the Internet of Things business?
So, without a doubt, it will be connectivity, which is our DNA. It's something that we do and we'll keep doing. But this is not enough. So this is why we are trying to accelerate our learning curve using our big data, and together with developers learn how we can aggregate intelligence. So not only intelligence, but this intelligence over a dashboard, over a new management platform, over a center of control. So this is why we understand that in this new brave world there are two things that will be different from the telecommunications old words, let's say. One is the way we do business, and the second, which is still something that we need to develop, which is the business model. This business model, I believe that it will be, all kinds of business model which require us to be flexible.
And in this scenario, carriers need to partner, right? So what kind of business partner are you looking for?
So first of all, we are partnering with vendors, which is the basic. So we have projects together with Qualcomm, with Intel, with and with some players of specific industry. For example, in the agriculture sector, for example, we have a strong partnership with Embrapa, and also with specific players of this industry, players like Climate Co, Solinftech. So this is what we are showing here in the event today.
Okay, and another role of this is the privacy of data, and there are carriers looking at it. Do you think it's an issue carriers should be worried about? Do you think we need to wait for some rules or law that government are just studying? What do you think the carriers' business on this?
I think it will be always an issue, right? But we as a carriers, given the regulation we have behind, we always treated the information of the customers in a very protective way, with all the security, with all the care that we need to be related to this information. So all cases that we have done, the premise is we need to protect the client information. So this is something that we already do and we will keep doing. But of course that as we move on, if we be able to provide value to the customer, related to the objects or related to their use, of course that the customers will be much more flexible. I think this is the way the market will evolve. If we be able to, or not only we, the company that provides value to the customer will understand that it's better to, to let this provider to have access to the information.
And the last question, is 5G extremely required for deploy IoT solutions or those projects, or are you using like 2G or 3G or even 4G to that?
Yeah, of course that when 5G will be available, we are already testing, we are learning about this, but the truth is today all the connections related to IoT, basically we have M2M world, which is on the 2G networks, right? Basically what we are doing is through this 2G machine-to-machine connections that we already have, we are creating a new platform to provide intelligence and then move on to the 4G. I don't believe that we'll need to step up to 3G and then to 4G. I think we'll move directly to the 4G. On this 4G, our priority is 4G on NB-IoT or LTE-M. So I think this is the connectivity that in the next 2 or 3 years will be the massive deployment of the market.
And even in rural areas where it's harder to get connectivity?
Well, this is the case that we are trying to prove. We are doing a proof of concept in two different rural areas in Brazil. We are providing the 4G over 700 megahertz, which is a lower frequency than the old ones that we have used, and it's much better. But it's a difficult case. This is the truth, because if we're providing in a rural area, the amount of connectivity can be interesting, but not as much of what we have in the consumer segment. So this is why we believe that using only one network, which is our LTE network, will be the way to go.
Thank you a lot for this interview.
Thank you, Roberta. Always nice to speak with you.
Follow all FutureCom news at rcrwireless.com.